Welcome to my first Tangi Yoga video to share with you guys. I wanted to share some reflections on the mind-body-spirit connection and trusting in the fluidity of life. And both of these reflections have come to me through a back injury. So last week I was preparing for a performance that was supposed to happen over the weekend, 2 performances actually. And I was trying to spice up the choreography. It was a piece we had performed many times before, but I was really bored with some of the stuff I was doing, and I didn't really have inspiration for how I wanted to change things. But I would told myself, you know what, Monday night at rehearsal, I'm pounding it out. I'm staying up as long as I have to so I can come up with something nice, something refreshing. Doesn't matter that my body's tired, doesn't matter that I haven't done this movement in a while, so it might actually kind of hurt to do it. I'm just going to do it because what I have is not good enough. I have to. So I did a lot of awkward repetition and like filming myself like, oh, is that it? Oh, no, that's it. Yeah? Okay, let me remember. So I did it a lot of times. It was hard on my body. I was really tired. Then throughout the week, I was working at a camp, a kids camp. Teaching yoga to kids for like 2 to 3 hours in a row per day. And on Wednesday, I was reaching down for something at the camp and my back just flared up. And I've had chronic back stuff since I was a teenager, so I'm accustomed to having flare-ups every now and then, but it had been a while since I had had one. I knew at that point that it would be wonderful to not go in to teach Thursday or Friday. It would be wonderful to not perform at all that weekend so that I could heal, but I felt like I didn't have a choice. I felt like I was trapped because we had already agreed a long time before to do the performance. I didn't think there was time to line up subs for the kids, so I just told myself, I assumed that I didn't have any other options. So lo and behold, teaching on Thursday and Friday, it still irritated my back a little bit more, even though I was trying to be really mindful. Friday night we had rehearsal, and I told the ladies I was dancing with, I said, you know, I have to totally change what I'm doing in this dance because my range of motion is super limited right now. Everything hurts. I can't really bend forward, etc. And ironically, they liked that choreography better. They thought it looked more refined, it looked sexier, blah, 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 when I had a very limited range of motion than it did when I had put so much time the night before into trying to spice it up. So Saturday morning, my back flared up even more, but I was like, gotta push through this performance. We have the performance. While we're in the middle of the dance, it flares up again. I'm like, oh my God. So Saturday afternoon, I'm thinking, we had one more show scheduled for that evening. I'm thinking it would be, I should not be performing right now, but it's so last minute to back out. I don't want to leave them hanging. I don't know if I can do this. My friend Aoye comes over to give me a Reiki session that afternoon. Amazing, and such a powerful reminder of the mind-body-spirit connection. So as soon as he walks in, he starts saying things like, okay, what's going on around your sacrum, these flare-ups you're having, this pain is actually something that you need to be embracing, not just rejecting, because it is your body and your spirit telling you that you need to face some past traumas that you've been storing in your body, you've been holding on to. And that is what's causing this tension in your back, this sensitivity that is putting your back in a state of vulnerability where it is easier to get injured. And until you deal with these things, you might think, I have to keep focusing on this or that project. I have to put all my energy into this corner. But the reality is that until I face this, I'm going to keep having these flare-ups. So we, throughout the healing session, he did a lot of stuff. And afterward, we were talking about some of the things that came up during the session that he noticed. One thing that he noticed was that, or that he was seeing, or that was being channeled through him for him to share, was that my sacral chakra was actually overactive in the sense that, so your sacral chakra, in case you're not familiar with chakras, your chakras are different energetic centers throughout the body. There are lots of different chakras, but when referring to the body, there are 7 main chakras that we tend to talk about. The sacral chakra is associated with your ability to experience pleasure, is associated with your creativity, among other things. And he said your sacral chakra is overactive in the sense that you're trying to force your creativity. And instead you need to trust that your creativity will organically flow. You don't have to force it. And that was so on dime, considering that the few nights before I had tried to force out this choreography, right, to fix what I thought was not good enough. And then I was forced by my injury to do something totally different at the last minute, which people said was even more interesting. So that was just one example of the mind-body-spirit connection that I was reminded of through this injury. It's just so powerful to be reminded that your body really does talk to you. It really does store our pain, our emotions, our memories. Everything we experience is through our bodies. So the body and spirit and mind and emotions cannot be, one can't happen without the other. So I was really grateful for this opportunity to be reminded of some areas in my life that I need to put some energy into so that my healing can be more holistic, and so that I can get to the root cause of some of these issues that are manifesting physically as tension in my back and injury. Regarding the fluidity of life, I was very much reminded of that through this experience, because I thought I didn't have the choice to back out of teaching Thursday, Friday. I thought I didn't have the choice to not perform on Saturday. But after the Reiki session, one message that came up during the Reiki session while Aoye was working on me was that it's okay to take a break when you're going through something. And so I realized, you know what? I can't perform tonight. My body is clearly telling me not to. I know it's last minute, but I talked to, the girls and let them know, and they were actually really supportive. And so I was like, all right, I'm free. So I didn't perform. Come Monday, today's Monday, I was supposed to teach today. I reached out to the school, to the camp. I was like, I need to heal. They were super supportive. I had thought they would say, oh, it's too late to find a sub. They were like, no, we'll have someone, don't worry. I was checking in with them to also say, okay, tomorrow, I really feel like I should heal tomorrow too, but I was still thinking that I don't have a choice. But I was like, no, your body's telling you to do this, do it. I was like, so I emailed them, and again, they were very supportive. So all of that is just to say that there is this fluidity in life. Often we think that we don't have a choice. We think that we're stuck to make a choice that's not going to really be what we need. When in fact, often, or maybe always, life is actually trying to get us to do the opposite. Let go of the stuff you think you have to do that is not actually aligned with what your needs are, what your path is, and instead embrace what organically is nurturing for you, and then other doors will open up. I didn't know that the staff would be so supportive. I didn't know the other dancers would be so supportive of me saying, guys, I need to take a break. I was worried also about, okay, if I skip work these days, that's less money, blah, 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 blah. But I had to realize I'll just rebudget. Just like water, moving water, life is fluid. I have the capacity to summon my creativity, which will help me to figure out how to rearrange my spending so that I can make up for the days that I'm not working. So all of this has been a blessing, this back injury. And I'm on the road to healing, but I'm on the road to healing in a more holistic way than just doing exercises to strengthen my spine, etc. diving deeper into the mind-body-spirit connection in the process, and reflecting on how I can make some changes in my lifestyle so that I can overall have a better life from this point forward. So I'm grateful. I just wanted to share that with you in case there are situations where you might feel pressured, cornered to make a choice that is not actually going to be in your best interest. And I also wanted to just remind you that when your body experiences something, it's trying to communicate something important to you. So rather than just telling it to shut up, I'm going to pop some pills, or being mad at your body for having an experience, I invite you to take some deep breaths and ask your body gently, what do you want me to know right now? And little by little, the pieces come together because the mind, body, and spirit are already connected. So without further ado, I shall close. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful evening.